Greetings. Okay, welcome back to Malaikaheamae's Tarot. I'm going to do a general read for you today. And keep in mind, this is a general reading, not a personal. So as with all general readings, it may or may not resonate, or it's also timeless. So just because it doesn't resonate right now, it could have been something that already transpired, because each of us that are on this journey together, we're at different stages. But I'm reading for the energies of the people that most need it right now. But if you feel like you want your own personal, go over to my website. The description will be below on just what you need to do, as well as donate to the cause to keep everything going. Okay, so we're going to see what is going on. So right now, from a premeditative session, is that people are ignoring that inner guidance that are telling them which way to go. And this is in regards to their prosperity. Right now, be patient. Remember, when we were talking about when you plant your seeds of intention, and some people get anxious when they don't see it grow right away. Now, right now, everything that's going on is below the surface. We're in that germinating process when that seed is starting to sprout, and right before it pokes up to let you know that there's any growth. So even though we're at that stage, keep seeding your intention, keep watering it. And when it rains, don't get upset about the rain. Rain is necessary. It cleanses away all of the crap that we don't need. And it also provides that water that we need so we can grow. So when things are not going your way, do not lose faith about those seeds of intentions that you have planted. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. Okay, yep, so it's a confirmation. The only reason things are not bearing fruit the way you were is because you're not trusting your intuition. What is your intuition telling you about your circumstances? One thing is going on. You will have some positive forward movement go in your life. That's what it's telling you. You know, fear is false evidence appearing real. So just know that the things that seem rocky is just, that's not true. It's just your matter of perception. Things are still moving on to bring out your highest good. All right, so in the past, you chose not to make sacrifices that were going to take away from your inner harmony that you have developed, right? And because you realized in the past, you weren't making the best choices and decisions. And that's what led to all of the things that were going on in your life that weren't great. But all of this was necessary for you to develop your spiritual strength, right? In the past, you suffered from imbalances in your life because you still needed to learn how to stand your ground, right? And now you're listening to that higher guidance. Keep following it. Keep trusting it, right? So right now, your choices and decisions are grounded in wisdom, and it's telling you to stay put for a moment. Don't make any sudden moves. Why is it saying this? What's going on? Because right now it's all about building a firm foundation. If you're finding that certain things are not growing the way you want to, because it's pointing to the weaknesses of your foundation. So right now it's important for you to go down to your basement and look for any cracks or anything that you would see that can make your whole structure fall. Keep hope. That mental conflict that you was having was what was blocking things from growing inside your life. You have to keep hope. That mental conflict that you were experiencing in the past was really, when I say really, hindering your growth and development, because you stopped shifting your focus from what you wanted to bring into your life, and you started focusing on the things you didn't want to bring into your life. So that's what created like this disruption you're currently feeling. But you have to be confident, right? That confidence is what is going to bring in that money. You have to know that, and this too shall pass. The universe is conspiring to bring out my highest good. So things that seem cataclysmic are designed because you are supposed to be in a different place. You're supposed to be moving on to a better place of existence. Also, know that when things are rocky like that, it's because it's telling you to let go of certain things, right? And if you're holding on, wondering about how things didn't work out in the past and how, you know, keep looking backwards, you're not going to be able to see what's coming in for you, right? So right now you're feeling like an emotional loss, like you are really going through things on emotionally, and that's why you can't bring in the abundance that you really deserve. The truth of the matter is, right now is the time to cut out all of the things that don't serve your highest good. There's someone that was being deceptive about a third party's relationship, and they're not being honest about it. And you know that this current situation you are dealing in is not bringing out the fulfillment of your wishes. And you've been suffering in silence, you know, and that's why things haven't transformed. You have to open your mouth. Speak up about the things that are not serving your highest good. You have to learn to stand in your power. You have retreated long enough. Now it's time for you to take action. Right? Okay, so there's some new love coming in. And this could be in the form of money. It could be in the form of a relationship. It could be a form of a new partnership. But there's something that's coming in that you're going to feel that spark of wanting to go out and do something more based on it. Yep, and it's a confirmation. It is here to bring you joy. In the past, you didn't receive that because you were struggling. You was not keeping the faith. You did not know it so you could show it. Once you know something, you'll be able to show it, right? So in the past, that's what you struggle with, having faith in whatever it is that you were trying to bring into existence. And you weren't listening to that guidance, that inner knowledge that your subconscious speaking to you, telling you which way to go. And the reason why, because you were dealing with self-esteem issues. That's how you ended up in your current situation. But you have to learn how to be grateful. Show gratitude for the little things in life. If you're not grateful for what you've already received, guess what? New stuff is not going to come in. That's just how it works. Like, would you give something to someone that showed you that they weren't grateful for what you were giving them? That's how the universe, God, whatever source, spirit, whatever name you put it right there feels about how things are going in your life. Ancestors, whatever you want to call it. All right, so right now it is telling you to don't react either way to circumstances that's going on. Just focus on your intent. Think about the seeds you were planting. Think about the kind of seeds you are planting. Because the kind of seeds you planted tells you what type of tree is going to grow. Focus on that final outcome of that tree growing, right? Like, someone's soulmate is on the horizon. Now we're talking about love here. Definitely. Someone's soulmate, and they know who this person is. Like in the past, this person was stuck because they were still trying to figure out who they are, you know. And then something had to come to an end in order for them to figure out exactly what it is that they truly desire. And one thing that is growth and development. Somebody was feeling stagnated in their past relationship, and they felt like there wasn't any growth, but there's growth now, right? So you are being urged to persevere in what you're doing. And you got to accept that certain things that can't be changed, right? And if you're feeling complacent, that means you're not doing your job, right? We shouldn't ever feel complacent about where we are. The one thing that's constant in life is change, right? So if you're in an environment where things aren't changing, that means you need to change it. There's certain things that you need to do in order to grow. You can't grow in a complacent environment, right? All right, so about this passion that is being developed, right? And this is because someone has decided to put their ego aside, right? Let's see. And they started looking at things from a different angle. This person is deciding to take a retreat, like pull back, so they can really evaluate and take out the truth from what's really going on, right? We have the Hermit here. So the Hermit card talks about the need for going within to find the answers, right? And they're realizing that their current situation is not bringing them the emotional fulfillment that they're looking for. And they also feel like there's no long-term security, and they feel like they need to explore before things break up, you know? But that's not the way to go about it, right? You have to be finished with one thing before you move on to something else, right? Because if you don't, that same energy that you're bringing in, like putting one foot on something before you step off onto something else, that's going to come back to you, you know? So you should not be exploring if you are currently tied to someone. You have to cut those bonds before you move on, right? The results are always cataclysmic when you don't do that, because you're not moving and acting in integrity. There's some communication, right? And this is in regards to someone that's keeping secrets, right? But someone's intuition is super litty right now, and they're feeling it, but they're waiting for that verbal confirmation of what's going on. And this is in regards to a female who someone feels like they have that quality that they can see them as the mother of their child, and that they want to move forward with this individual. This person is nurturing, loving, caring, but this person is also an overgiver, right? This person gives to everybody. Now, this person, is the person that gives to everybody. It's really knowing exactly which direction they want to go in. And they also possess leadership qualities, right? Well, anyway, needless to say, this individual is now coming out of their head, because in the past they were in a depressive state, but now they're moving from that. And this had to do with, there was some gossiping that was being done about this person in the past. And this really hurt this person, and they was really in their head about it, right? And this is what made a relationship break up. But now this person is standing in their power. They know who they are, and people around them are acknowledging who they are as well. This person is a rebel. You know, they don't do things conventionally. And there's also someone within the midst of this cipher where someone's acting non-committal. Like somebody is being very sneaky. But all of that's coming to the end, right? Because what's in the dark always comes to light. We can't hide from karma. That's one thing we cannot do. And karma has a way of shedding light on a lot of things that we're hidden. So someone is struggling financially, right? And this person is looking back at somebody from their childhood or someone that they knew from high school. Maybe it was middle school, grammar school, could be college, but this is someone that they are reflecting back from their past. And Mercury is about to go into retrograde, so there's going to be people from your past popping up. Okay, and someone wants to work on this past situation, but they're not making a decision right now. Why aren't they making a decision on this right now? They are hoping for an offer that was rejected in the past to be accepted. Because they want a commitment with this person from the past. They're looking at things differently. Because sometimes you have to break up with somebody in order to really know their true value. You know, because you have to be able to compare them to someone else. And sometimes we don't get that opportunity to do that. But when you do, when you start looking back, you start seeing a lot of things that, you know, you might have been having petty arguments about silly things. You start to realize just how petty those things were. And you feel like this person brings you that full emotional fulfillment that you've been looking for. But somebody has been wounded in this situation. Somebody is hurt by things that were said in the past. And someone making a mind over heart decision. Somebody is wishing to transform that old energy into something better, and they really do want to come back. But they don't know, because in the past this person wasn't really showing their love and affection. And they just they had so many options in the past that they really could not see what the other person was bringing. But once this person went through betrayal, then that woke them up. They realized that the grass wasn't greener. It was really astroturf. So now this person does not want to move on. They don't want to do anything right now because they're fearful about how their movements will be criticized, right? And this person, there's two scenarios. We have a scenario where someone wants to end a relationship, and we have another scenario where someone is questioning their sexuality, right? And that's why they don't want to move forward. But this person feels like they would be better off in a relationship with someone of the same sex, or this person feels like they would be better off in a relationship with somebody they really consider their best friend, rather than being in a relationship with someone that, you know, is doesn't know what they want. This person didn't make a decision in the past because they felt like, you know, whatever choices that they were going to make were going to have a permanent effect on their life. And so they were like dealing with a lot of anxiety on trying to figure out which direction to go. But now they know which direction to go in. This person has decided to let go of codependent relationships, things that were not bringing out their highest good, any type of addictions, temptations. They're leaving that all in the past, and they want to bring this relationship back together so it could be back on even keel. And they're even hoping that there's some type of mediator that can step in and help heal things in their relationship. Someone is presenting some really compelling arguments about what transpired and things that was said, right? Someone is like, it's like a court situation. Like, here, Your Honor, I have Exhibit A. You know, they have it all written out of all of the things that was going on. And someone is feeling like they are, like the other person is abusing their authority. There's definitely abuse of authority going on. But, you know, someone is really trying to build this long-term commitment, you know, and something where they can have children. If they don't already have children, they want a daughter. They have, you know, it might be a daughter involved in the situation. Or if there's no children, they might want to have children. But needless to say, this person is looking for long-term happiness. And they're trying to look at things from a bigger angle to see if they can achieve this. Yeah, because this person is like, they want their just due. Like, bring me my justice. Like, I want what's for me. Like, you know what you did to mess things up. Now it's time for you to fix it. That's the type of energy this person is coming in. And the other party is just like very cold about the situation. They're angry. They're bitter about it. And they're not the only ones. There's people in their surroundings that are also equally as angry about what has transpired. And a person doesn't even know what they did wrong. They can't even pinpoint what the actual issue is. All they know is they don't want to argue anymore. You know? So listen to the song We Need a Resolution by Aaliyah. He keeps saying, I'm tired of arguing, girl. Someone is learning to trust their intuition. And their intuition is telling them someone's being sneaky. Right? And in the past, this person struggled with letting certain things go. They would keep going through the same cycles and not seeing that, you know, the past is in the past. It can't be changed. Now it's time to move on to something bigger and better. And that's why there was the relationship wasn't moving in a positive manner. But now things are moving forward, or will be moving forward. And someone is really manifesting. Let's see. And if there's a question that you've been pondering, the answer is yes. Okay? This is why I say it. You see on this card, on the graffiti in the back, on the wall, it says yes. Certain times I zone in on certain things when I read cards. That's why I can't teach anyone how to read cards. But, you know, I can give you an idea of, you know, certain things that I see that makes me, that pops out to me, that lets me know about certain energies that are going on. Okay, so we have someone who is willing to offer a little bit of security, you know, and it might be somebody younger or somebody with a youthful spirit, you know, but they want a partnership, right? And this person wants to come in from the cold. This person has been going through the gambit, and now they want to come back to make things right because they feel like they're not healing in their current state. And they're feeling a little confident, but they're still feeling like there's certain areas of their life where they feel handicapped. And they don't know exactly what they want right now in life. They're struggling and trying to figure that out. And that's what's creating a conflict. Because when you don't know what you want, it can create inner conflict. And that turns to external conflict. You know, that's why it's important for us to take time out and isolate ourselves just so we can figure out exactly what it is that we want to do. All right, so someone is deciding not to be so defensive, and they don't mind giving a little bit that they have, But this person is like stressed out. Like they're really stressed out in this situation. Why are they so stressed in this situation? What's the cause of all of this stress? Well, first of all, somebody's not getting any. And they don't feel like there's anything out there that is giving them wings. That when that happens, that means there's a stunting going on in the self-discovery process, you know? So one of the things that I have some of my clients do is they write a list of the things you love and like to do. Then figure out why. And that helps you start bringing those things into life so you can be happy on your own, and then add on, and then someone else will match that energy. You can't rely on your partner to bring you fulfillment. You have to find your own inner happy, things that make you happy. And then when that person comes in, they can match that energy, you know? People we're in a relationship and with, we tend to mirror them in some shape or form or fashion. All right, so there's somebody being deceptive, like maybe lying, cheating, stealing. Can you see that card? You see that guy? Like he's getting away with all kinds of crap, you know? And this is why someone is not receiving all of the abundance that's due to them. Because there's somebody in their cipher that is taking without the regard. They don't really care about no one but themselves, you know? So you have to look deeper to see where that's coming from. Someone is like really at emotional loss due to a third party situation. Someone is being cheated on and someone is feeling the emotional pain from that situation. But know that there is someone that's coming in that will bring you that full emotional fulfillment. Yes, that person is being admired by anyone because they're, you know, they're a charming individual. But this person has their eye on who they want, you know, and they're willing to take that new leap of faith. Okay. Someone else, on the other hand, is wanting to be single, right? They're walking away from something that they were emotionally invested in because they feel like by them being in that situation, that person is creating negative karma in their life because of their actions, right? And they feel like that's why things are not moving in the direction they would like them to move in. And this person is still struggling with letting go of things that they know are not serving their highest good, right? But once you do let that go, you will, or if you have already, you know, because like I said, any people that are tuned in are on different parts of the journey. So some are at that stage where they have to let things go that don't serve their highest good. Some have already done that, and now they're moving into this abundant state. And there is somebody that's coming in that's going to capture your eye. And this person is going to bring you that love. Like, it's going to be like love at first sight. You're going to know who I'm talking about when it happens. But it's not going to happen until you cut out things that don't serve your highest good. And then once you do that, that's when the patience and planning is going to come into place. You can't be paralyzed by fear, you know? Always trust that inner guidance, right? When you receive that download of what to do, do it. How many times you ignored that download and found yourself in a messed up situation? You need to come out of your hidden place and start moving out. You've let go of different temptations, and you know, right now you're not happy at your current state. You want to move on to something bigger and better, right? And part of that is moving into your destiny. That heartache and loss that you was dealing with, and the deception and envy, the conflict and all of that, is based on you constantly looking backwards and not looking forward as to what could possibly come in. When you focus on the negativity of the past, you're going to multiply that negativity because that's where your focus is. See, the subconscious mind, like I told you before, does not filter out anything. Whatever you tell it, that's what it's going to manifest. So we got to be mindful of our quality of thoughts. Are we constantly thinking back to negative things and rehashing them? If so, we have to learn to let that thing go. All of that stuff that was in the past was to make you aware of the shadow side and make you aware that when you do focus on the shadow side, more shadow-like images will appear, right? And that's why things weren't moving forward in that situation, because there's somebody new coming in. Do you see that? There's someone new. It's a spiritual union, right? So all of those people that did not recognize you and give you your just due for what you were doing, your intuition is telling you, right, to just be silent right now, withdraw, take your emotions back from that situation, and don't move forward in it. Like, it's not working for you. You have to develop that inner being on the inside so you know that you could stand in your power and don't allow anybody to like exert any type of authority over you. You are in control of your life. This overbearing energy that's in your life, that's constantly like bombarding you with, I want things done this way, you should do things like that way. This is going to be silenced, right? And if you don't silence it, it's going to start affecting you on the emotion level, on a heart level. And when you close your heart off, there you cannot bring in, you won't be able to receive what is due to you, right? So right now, you need to focus on rebuilding your foundation, because the way things are currently coming over is that once you balance out your foundation, and you will have that victory and success that you were looking for. All of those obstacles and challenges were put into place to push you to where you needed to be. Some of us need that push, right? If we didn't go through obstacles and challenges, we would get complacent where we are, and we won't feel the need to move forward and do better with our lives. But know that I'm going to take this from one of my tarot sisters on YouTube, Pink Pineapple Tarot. You got to check her out. But she said this statement the other day when I was watching her in her readings, where she said, my commitments will bring me freedom and joy, and I'm adding on prosperity. Say that to yourself, and check out Vicky's channel. It's Pink Pineapple Tarot. I love her. And then you will be more triumphant, right? There are certain partnerships and alliances, right? And that are coming into place. And by you being patient and not just jumping the gun into everything that was coming, those things are going to start coming in, right? The lack of creativity that you had in the past, all of that is coming to an end. Let's see here. Okay, so in the past, you've learned to filter out who you were giving to and learning to set boundaries, because like I've mentioned in my previous readings, givers have to set boundaries because takers often don't, but you've learned that lesson. And you realize that that's what was blocking your blessing, because you was interfering with other people's karma, giving to people who did not deserve it. Watch the Little Red Hen story on YouTube, right? The little cartoon, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about if you're not familiar with it. So that's why you were struggling with that confusion and imbalance from your past, you know, concerned about the gossip. But all of those things were important to make and bring about the you that we see today. So let's pull some advice, right? I'm going to pull some advice from the Angels of Abundance deck first, right? Donations, tithing, and charitable work. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you. And know that your generosity will return to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. This is so true. Let me tell you, I'm going to give you an experience I had a couple of months ago in June, right? A couple of months ago, I flew to New Jersey. And guess who forgot their debit card when they flew out? Me. So I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I didn't realize it till I got to my hotel. And you know how in a hotel you have to swipe your cards you have to swipe your cards for anything that you might have to charge to your room or anything like that. It's like a security deposit, right? So I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? But when I got on the plane to go in New Jersey, I was sitting next to two men. And I had all my decks of cards with me. And I just started reading for them. I didn't ask for money. I didn't ask for anything. I didn't promote my website. I didn't. I just felt in me that they needed to hear that message. So I gave it to them, right? Then I got into the Uber when I got off the cab. Now, all of this is by app, so I had no idea I didn't have my debit card. So I got into Uber and I started reading for the Uber driver. In the midst of reading for the Uber driver, his girlfriend called in and he told me to keep going. As I kept going, she started breaking down. She was like, oh my God, you just nailed everything we're going through. She was like, I'm so grateful and thankful for you and da 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 da. So I gave her my information so we could move forward with things, right? Then I get out the cab and I go to the hotel and I don't have my debit card. I go to the front desk and I tell the girl, asks for my card. I dig in my pocket and I realize, oh my God, I left it back home because I gave it to my son right before I got on my plane so he'd get pizza, but I forgot to get it back from him. So I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I am almost over 300 miles away from home. I don't know how, what am I going to do at this moment? So what I decided, I talked to the girl and I explained to her what was going on. I had prepaid for my room. She was like, don't worry about it. You just go get your rest because it was like 10 o'clock at night. She's like, just handle it with the management in the morning. So the next day I went and I started reading for the guy that was at the desk because the manager had not gotten there yet or what have you. So I started reading for the guy at the desk. And then later on, I asked him about the whole, me having to swipe for amenities and things like that. And he was like, don't worry about it. You're already in the building. You're good. All of these things happened. And there was many more confirmations of this throughout the whole trip. Because I ended up getting stuck out there for an extra 2 days and was still okay. Even though this let me know that as long as I am doing my duty on this planet, and that is as far as the gift of being able to help those people that are struggling and going through things like I once were before I got this gift, that I will always have a roof over my head, I will have food in my stomach, and I will have clothes on my back. And those things will be provided for, right? So that's what this card reminds me of when I pulled it. So let me see. Here's the next card. Unlimited ideas. Your mind is one with the infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas guaranteed to bring bliss. All you need to do is take the divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. That's what I did on my trip. Something told me these are the people you need to read for. And when I tell you, I'm going to share it in another video. It got deeper than that. But I'm going to end this reading on this note. I'm going to come back and do another one But I see there's someone that is really needing me right now. So I'm going to cut it short right now. But I will be back, my lovelies, with another reading for you.